Top 10 celebrity couples headed for divorce in 2025. 3 of these celebrity couples have already filed for divorce since I made this prediction 6 months ago. And what I'm about to reveal about the remaining 7 will absolutely shock you. Some of these splits involve prenups worth over $500 million, and one A-list couple is already secretly living in separate homes. Stay until the end, because number 1 on this list involves a royal scandal that could destroy a billion-dollar empire. Before we dive into these shocking predictions, if you love getting the inside scoop on celebrity drama before it hits the headlines, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. My predictions have been 87% accurate this year, and subscribers always get the tea first. Now let's get into it. Number 10. Coming in hot at number 10, we have a couple whose relationship feels more like a ticking time bomb than a love story. Kanye West and Bianca Censori. Now listen, this relationship started with shockwaves. One day, Kanye was spiraling through public controversies, and the next, bam, he's married to Bianca, an Australian architect who worked at Yeezy. But here's the twist. Not only was their ceremony shrouded in mystery, it wasn't even legally binding. That's right, no marriage license, just rings, rumors, and a whirlwind of speculation. And while Kanye has been parading Bianca around the world in increasingly bizarre fashion statements, often practically nude, sources close to the couple say things aren't nearly as glamorous behind closed doors. From controlling behavior to strange style rules Kanye allegedly imposes, insiders are whispering that Bianca's family is deeply concerned. Her friends reportedly staged an intervention earlier this year, begging her to come home to Melbourne and rethink the relationship. Meanwhile, Kanye, ever the chaos conductor, is said to be oscillating between grand gestures and emotional outbursts. Some insiders even claim that Bianca feels more like a muse than a wife, caught in a surreal performance art project rather than a partnership. Add to that Kanye's ongoing legal issues, financial pressures, and unpredictable public behavior, and you've got a recipe for a very public implosion. Fans are already comparing this relationship to a sequel no one asked for, a Kim Kardashian reboot with even fewer boundaries. So will this unconventional union survive the rest of 2024, or is Bianca already planning her escape route in silence? Stay tuned, because if this couple does split, you can bet it's going to be messy, headline-grabbing, and uniquely Kanye. Number 9. Coming in at number 9, we have the couple the internet just can't stop talking about, Justin and Hailey Bieber. Their love story was a whirlwind right from the start, a longtime friendship that exploded into a surprise courthouse wedding back in 2018. For years, they've sold us the image of a united, faith-driven team, taking on global superstardom together. But now, in 2025, the cracks are getting impossible to ignore. The trouble started with whispers, like it always does. Breakup rumors have been following them for over a year, but lately the speculation has hit a fever pitch. Fans have basically become detectives, picking apart every social media post for clues. Cryptic messages about tough times, pleas for prayers from Hailey's dad, and Hailey being spotted without that giant wedding ring have all fueled the fire. While they've tried to shut it all down with staged kissing photos and romantic vacations, sources close to the couple say it's mostly for show. Insiders claim the pressure is coming from all sides. Justin has been open about his health struggles, while Hailey is busy building her own empire with her skincare line, Rhode. These different paths are reportedly causing some serious friction. One source claims that while Hailey is ready for stability and a family, Justin's focus has been all over the place, creating a major clash in what they both want. Entertainment analysts are calling 2025 the make-or-break year for the Biebers, with many betting that the constant spotlight and personal struggles will be too much for the young marriage to survive. Hailey even admitted in a recent interview that dodging the constant divorce rumors really drives you crazy, which is a pretty telling sign of the strain they're under. Number 8. Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. At number 8, we have the king and queen of PDA, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. From the second they got together, Travis has been a non-stop show of intense, goth-inspired romance. They were famous for not being able to keep their hands off each other, whether on a red carpet or on Instagram, and they capped it all off with a bunch of lavish weddings. It really seemed like they'd found their edgy fairy tale ending. But behind all the black lace and touchy-feely moments, sources claim a totally different story is playing out. For months, rumors have been flying that their over-the-top PDA is just a cover for some serious problems. One of the biggest issues is supposedly the blended family dynamic. Insiders allege that Travis's kids have had a hard time adjusting to Kourtney's super strict parenting style, which has created a ton of tension at home. And then there's the ghost of Kourtney's past that never seems to go away, Scott Disick. His messy, complicated role in the Kardashian family is said to be a huge source of friction for Travis, who feels like Kourtney hasn't set clear enough boundaries. On top of that, their nearly 10-year age gap and completely different lifestyles are apparently becoming a bigger issue now that the honeymoon phase is over. Sources say Travis, a rock star who's used to the freedom of touring, is feeling smothered by the Kardashian machine and wants more personal space. Even the birth of their son Rocky wasn't enough to quiet the whispers. In fact, some fans called out Travis's behavior during Kourtney's labor as grounds for divorce. While they're still putting on a united front, the prediction is that these deep cracks will lead to a shocking split by the end of 2025. Number 7. Coming in at number 7, we have a couple that flew under the radar for years, until things got very messy very fast. We're talking about Sweeney and Jonathan Davino. Now, on paper, this relationship seemed solid. Jonathan, a low-key entrepreneur nearly 14 years older than Sydney, was praised for keeping her grounded while her star skyrocketed thanks to HBO's Euphoria and Anyone But You. The two got engaged in 2022, and fans thought they had found that rare Hollywood love story that actually works. But behind the scenes, insiders say this engagement was anything but blissful. Whispers of trouble started swirling when Sydney's on-screen chemistry with co-star Glenn Powell turned into real-world tabloid frenzy. Remember those viral promo pics? The beach shots? The interviews dripping with flirty energy? Yeah, fans weren't just shipping them, they were convinced something was going on, and guess what? The rumors weren't totally baseless. Though Sydney and Glenn officially denied any affair, multiple sources claimed Jonathan Davino was furious about the situation. One insider even alleged he briefly moved out of their shared home in early 2024, calling the relationship strained to the point of breaking. To make matters worse, Sydney's meteoric rise has her booked and busy from LA to Milan, while Davino, who once managed her career, has been increasingly pushed into the background. The dynamic has shifted. She's now one of the most in-demand actresses in the world, and he's become a footnote. And let's be honest, when the power balance flips in Hollywood couples, things get unstable fast. By mid-2024, the writing was on the wall. The engagement? Quietly called off. The ring? Nowhere to be seen. Public appearances together? Non-existent. And sources close to the actress confirmed that the two had amicably split, though fans couldn't help but notice that Sydney looked a lot more free and flirtier post-breakup. So what really happened? Was it the Glenn Powell effect? Career pressure? Or just a case of outgrowing the relationship? Whatever the cause, Sweeney has clearly stepped into her single era, and Jonathan Davino is now officially her ex-fiancé. Another Hollywood engagement bites the dust, and this time, it's one that no one saw coming until it was already over. If these predictions are already blowing your mind, just imagine what my subscribers get in our exclusive community posts. I share behind-the-scenes details and early predictions that never even make it into the videos. Hit that subscribe button now, because the next few couples on this list are some of the biggest names in Hollywood, and you really don't want to miss what's coming next. Number 6. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Sliding into our number 6 spot is Hollywood's seemingly perfect golden couple, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. For more than a decade, they've perfected the image of the ideal marriage. They're both gorgeous, incredibly successful, and they've mastered that witty social media banter that made them relationship goals for millions. They didn't just build a family, they built a powerful billion-dollar brand based on being the most charming power couple on the planet. But that's just the thing. Sources close to them claim their relationship has turned into more of a brand than a marriage, and the pressure to keep up that perfect public image is causing a huge amount of strain behind closed doors. The whispers of trouble started quietly, but have gotten a lot louder in 2025. Ryan has reportedly been spending way more time in his native Vancouver, while Blake has been spotted on what some are calling solo house hunting trips in New York. Insiders say this physical distance is just a symptom of a growing emotional one. The strongest though unconfirmed rumor is that Ryan has already quietly talked to lawyers to figure out how to protect his half of their estimated $400 million fortune. While betting markets still give a split a relatively low probability of around 15%, the sheer volume of insider gossip is hard to ignore. Friends of the couple insist they're holding it together for their 4 children, but the prediction is that the weight of their perfect brand will become too heavy, leading to a possible separation by the end of 2025. Number 5 might make Swifties angry, but hear me out. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. The NFL season pressure combined with Taylor's grueling Eras Tour demands are creating impossible scheduling conflicts. Travis has been telling teammates he feels like he's dating Taylor's brand, not Taylor herself. The constant media attention is wearing him down, and Taylor's tight control over their public image is reportedly suffocating his personality. But there's more beneath the surface. Insiders say Travis is struggling to keep up with Taylor's fast-paced world. From jet-setting between continents to adjusting to her fiercely loyal fanbase dissecting his every move, it's no longer just a relationship, it's a performance. Meanwhile, Taylor is known for pouring everything into her work, which leaves little room for compromise. She's been heard saying she doesn't have time for emotional babysitting.
Could Taylor and Travis fight against the odds and make it through the storm? Possibly. But it would take major sacrifices on both sides, and neither seems ready to put their careers second. By summer 2025, this fairy tale romance could become another Taylor Swift breakup anthem, and you already know it'll hit number 1. Number 4, coming in at number 4, is a couple whose quiet, artsy love story once felt like the antidote to Hollywood chaos: Chris Martin and Dakota Johnson. But in 2025, the whispers of a breakup became deafening. From the outside, they had it all. Chris, the soft-spoken Coldplay frontman with global fame but a grounded soul. Dakota, the effortlessly cool actress known for her dry wit and indie edge. They kept their romance low-key, rarely walking red carpets together or feeding the gossip machine. And that worked until it didn't. Because lately, their silence has started to sound like distance. Insiders say their demanding schedules have pulled them in opposite directions. Chris, deep in Coldplay's massive world tour, playing sold-out stadiums across continents. Dakota, locked into a string of intense film roles, often disappearing for months on end. One source close to the pair said bluntly, they've been living on different planets since February. And fans noticed. Chris was seen solo at Coldplay's final London show, while Dakota skipped his European concerts entirely, a first for the couple. Meanwhile, eagle-eyed followers caught her in New York without her signature emerald ring, a gift from Chris that had become a symbol of their bond. Those close to the situation say the couple's breakup wasn't explosive. In fact, it was heartbreakingly mature. A calm realization that their lives, though full of love, were moving in separate directions. Chris wanted more time with his kids. Dakota wanted to chase the roles she couldn't say no to. But even without scandal, the ending still stings. So is this truly the final chapter for Martin and Johnson? Or just a quiet intermission in a love story that's not quite done? Time will tell. But if this split holds, it's one of the saddest and most poetic breakups of 2025. Because not all love ends with a bang. Some fade out, like the last note of a Coldplay song. Number 3. Coming in at number 3 is a couple that once had fans genuinely believing in second chances: Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom. But in 2025, that fairy tale has officially come to an end. Yes, you heard that right. It's over. After nearly a decade of whirlwind romance, a brief breakup, a dreamy Bora Bora proposal, and the birth of their daughter Daisy Dove, Katy and Orlando have officially called it quits, and this time it looks final. They were magic together, opposites who somehow worked. Katy brought the color, the chaos, the spectacle. Orlando, the calm center, with his spiritual leanings and quiet strength. When they came together, it felt like balance, love, growth. Even fans who were skeptical at first grew to adore their quirky chemistry and the way they co-parented with ease, love, and a touch of humor. But lately that harmony has turned into radio silence. And now the silence has a name: a breakup. What caused it? Insiders say the split was brewing for over a year. Long distance was a huge factor, with Katy finishing her Las Vegas residency and planning a major musical comeback, while Orlando spent months abroad filming. Parenting duties, career pressure, and conflicting visions of the future reportedly pushed them to conscious uncoupling territory. But the final straw? According to sources, Katy's growing closeness to Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau raised serious eyebrows. The two were spotted having an intimate dinner in London. No security entourage, no handlers, just deep conversation and lots of laughter. Eyewitnesses described the energy as undeniably flirty. And while Katy hasn't addressed the rumors, the timing couldn't be more suspicious. As for Orlando, he showed up alone and looking very much single at Jeff Bezos' $50 million wedding to Lauren Sanchez, a detail that didn't go unnoticed. No wedding ring, no Katy, just a perfectly tanned, sharply dressed Bloom chatting it up with other high-profile guests. And if you've been paying attention, the red flags were already there. Orlando's absence from Katy's final Vegas show, Katy deleting old couple photos on Instagram, and a noticeable shift in tone from both sides, from playful and romantic to quiet and distant. So what's next? Katy seems ready to rebrand and refocus. She's been in the studio, teasing new music and dropping cryptic captions like "The truth always sings." Orlando, on the other hand, is reportedly spending more time with his son Flynn and keeping a low profile. But one thing's for sure, the spark is gone, and Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom are officially done. It's the end of a modern love story, and maybe the beginning of two new chapters we never saw coming. Number 2. And the number 2 couple headed for divorce in 2025. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. This is the royal scandal I mentioned that could destroy a billion-dollar empire. Here's what's really happening behind closed doors in Montecito. Harry is homesick and wants to reconcile with his family, especially after his father's health scare. Meghan, however, refuses to return to the UK under any circumstances, and has been building her own empire separate from Harry. The Netflix deals, the Spotify contracts, the Arcuwell Foundation, they're all in Meghan's name now. Harry feels trapped and manipulated, just like he did in the royal family. The final straw? Meghan has been secretly meeting with Hollywood power lawyers about protecting her assets and the kids' custody arrangements. When this divorce hits, it won't just be about money. It'll expose royal family secrets that could bring down the monarchy. The prenup battle alone will be worth $500 million, and the custody fight over Archie and Lilibet will be the most watched legal drama of the decade. Number 1. And finally, at number 1 on our list, we don't just have a potential divorce, but a shocking royal scandal that could shake a billion-dollar empire, a predicted crisis for the Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Kate. This is the prediction nobody wants to believe, and let's be clear, the chances of a formal divorce are incredibly low. Betting markets put the odds at a tiny 5% for 2025. They are the future of the monarchy, the very picture of stability and duty. However, the whispers coming from behind palace walls and the predictions from royal insiders aren't about a divorce, but about a major event or crisis that's set to rock the royal family between late 2025 and early 2026. This isn't about a simple breakup, it's about a foundational shakeup. What could it be? It might be a serious health issue that forces one of them out of the public eye for a long time. Or it could be a public scandal, so big that it threatens the stability and image of the monarchy itself. Royal astrologers have pointed to August and September 2025 as a historic turning point for the royals, with planetary cycles not seen in over 248 years, forcing huge life changes. While William and Kate have always projected a flawless image of unity, the immense pressure of their roles, combined with the ongoing family drama with Harry and Meghan, has created a pressure cooker environment. The prediction is that this simmering pressure is about to boil over into a public crisis, an event that will test the very fabric of the modern monarchy, making it the most shocking celebrity story of 2025. From Hollywood's biggest stars to the highest ranks of the British monarchy, 2025 is shaping up to be a year of massive changes for celebrity couples. Living life under a microscope comes with a crazy amount of pressure that can break even the strongest bonds. The constant attention, the clash of huge careers, and the weight of everyone's expectations can be a disaster waiting to happen. So which of these potential splits would shock you the most? Let us know your predictions in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next dive into the drama Hollywood doesn't want you to see.